Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu salam, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Tariq Khalid. I'd like to welcome to our program here at Sharjah Media Corporation on doing good, and we hope by Allah's mercy and grace that this particular program finds you in good health and the wealth, of course, also good wealth, meaning wealth that is obeying the commandments of Allah, that you have achieved your wealth in the way that is pleasing to Allah. And of course, today in today's world, many people don't care. He says, man, give me that money. I don't care what kind of money. Just give me that money. No, we should be very careful about that. How we obtain it, where we get it from, what is its dynamics. We should be very careful about that and not be in such a hurry just to have. It may be better to be without. It's very difficult to realize that in some instances, but if we look at the results of having money that's forbidden for us, then it's better to be without it. Let's see what Allah says in Surah number 29, the Surah Al-Ankabut, verse number 64, 65, and 66. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And this life of the world is only an amusement and a play. Verily, the home of the hereafter, that is the life indeed, if they but knew. So Allah is saying here, this world is a folly. It's a deception. Do not be deceived by it. Do not be led astray by your desires. We've been created with desires. And those desires, in some ways, are lawful and others unlawful. And both must be disciplined. What is lawful must be disciplined, and what is unlawful must be disciplined. And this becomes a test for us, isn't it? For us as Muslims, drinking of alcohol, taking drugs is illegal. We're talking about illegal drugs to get high. For Christians, it's the same. For Jews, it's the same. If you're going by the Old Testament, it's the same. For us as Muslims, it's forbidden to eat pork. For Jews, for Christians, if they're following the Old Testament, it's forbidden. Not different. Lying, cheating, stealing, murder. For the Muslims, the Christians, and the Jews, again, if they're going by the Old Testament and the Torah, it is forbidden. So if we just look at these things, it is very clear and distinct. Many of the things that we have in common, particularly for the Muslims, the Christians, and Jews, are not conflicting at all. So we have to ask ourselves, what is our status? Where are we in the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is our concern about really doing good in this world? Are we really concerned about the good that I do is pleasing to Allah? Or are we concerned that, okay, I did a good deed today, so somebody can say that I'm a good person? They give me a plaque, say that I'm a philanthropist, do interviews. What is my real motivation? Or do I have some ulterior motive? We have to ask ourselves that. Or are we just saying, well, I try to do what I think Allah is pleased with and what He has described as proper, and I refrain from the things which He said I should not do. And when I am tested by this, meaning challenged, that I choose the path of Allah. This is the path of doing good. This is the path of truth. This is the path that leads to paradise. Now, we have many people out there today who say they're inviting the people to paradise, but subhanAllah, if you look at them clearly, they are agents of Satan. And openly, in the media, they have huge crowds come to listen to them. They're entertaining them, clearly, distinctly leading people to the hellfire. So we're saying, be careful. We know there are many people out there who, they're simple people. They don't have a deeper understanding of religion. So they're entrusting their lives to others. And because of that, they're being exploited. Let's see now verse number 65 of the same surah, Surah Al-Ankabut 29. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And when they embark on a ship, they invoke Allah, making their faith pure for Him only. But when He brings them safely to land, behold, they give a share of their worship to others. Number 66, so that they became ingrate for that which we have given them, and that they take their enjoyment, but they will come to know. And then Allah says, verily, the home of the hereafter, that is a life indeed. So, if you take a people, and if you've ever been on the sea, you know, or if you haven't, you talk to a seaman, it's amazing that you see this little, well, it's not a little ship, but it can be a very big vessel when it's in dock, in the harbor. And when you get out to sea, you feel like you're in a little dinghy. For example, you realize how big the sea is. And you come to rough seas and the boat is going like this, boom. If you've ever been in this kind of situation, it's coming up like that, bang, and coming down. And you're afraid that next time it's going to come down, it's going to roll over, and that's going to be it. So if you've ever been in that circumstance, you know that there's nothing that can help you but Allah. And a person says, well, I don't believe in God. I said, okay, let you get out in the ship and let's see. In that condition, it's easy to say until you 360 degrees, you see nothing but water. And you know the water is very deep. And the water gets rough. Let's see who and what you call on. And the person that says he doesn't know about God, then he's a liar. And all of us know this. Whatever it is that he says he believes in, he will begin to correct himself as the situation worsens. But as you hear Allah says, yes, but then after the people become safe, they return to their disbelief, whatever it is that they were believing in before. Similarly, in our life and other aspects of our life, the best that we can do in this world is to obey the commandments of Allah. To do that, we need to learn. We need to study what pleases Allah, what displeases Allah. How do I stay within the favor? And that is what is really good. How do I stay within Allah's favor? What do I need to do to get the help of Allah in my life? Doesn't mean that I won't have difficulty. I won't have challenges, no. But how do I obtain the pleasure of Allah? I ask you, how many people have you heard say this? I'm seeking the help of Allah in my life. I'm convinced that if Allah helps me, that's all I need. So I need to be focused on to how to obtain that help consistently. I've seen the opposite, a lot on YouTube of people inviting people to themselves. They're faking like someone's dead. There's a situation not so long ago where a man paid a very rich man, says, I'm going to pay you a certain amount of money. He's already wealthy. Okay, I want you to get in this coffin and you come in front of my people and act like you're dead, and then I'm going to bring you to life. You're a famous person, everybody knows you, and we'll both make money off of this. But what happened? SubhanAllah, what happened? that man, when he got in the coffin, Allah took his soul. He died. So when this man, this charlatan, is in front of his congregation, calling on whatever he's calling, doing whatever he's doing, the man never moved. When they checked him closely, they found the man was dead. So it exposed him. But of course, some people will never learn, will they? And you have all kinds of people today who are doing, let's say, some type of magic or attempting something like this in order to mislead people, to lead the people to them so that they can have wealth. They can be famous. They can have people serving them. But they are what? Servants of Satan, which will lead them to where? The hellfire. And they are leading millions of people on a daily basis to the hellfire. So when we talk about doing good, as you heard, it's not just about our physical existence. Do we have a healthy mind? Most of us are concerned about our bodies, aren't we? We want to have a healthy body. Even if we don't work towards that, we want to have good health, physical health. This is a normal thing. But what about a healthy mind? How many of us make a concerted effort to have a healthy mind? What does it mean? It means that whatever that we're seeing or hearing, that we want to keep it clean. Because this is what's impacting us. What I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. And this has to do with my associations, what I'm reading, what I'm looking at, what I'm listening to. So if I look at this, if each one of us were to look at that and see on a daily basis, how much of what I'm looking at is beneficial, it is good for me, and also from that I can use as good for someone else. Think about it. In a day, what I'm listening to, how much of what I'm listening to on a daily basis is positive, meaning beneficial for me and beneficial for others? Or am I in an environment where I'm around a lot of people, whether it's at work, whether it's at school, whether it's in my neighborhood where I live, whether it's in the masjid, whether it's in the church or the temple, wherever it is. What kind of people am I around? Those people that I'm around, are they the ones who remind me of my relationship with my Lord? Or are they busy bickering, backbiting, and talking about foolishness? Well, of course, how much time do I spend with this? With people of ignorance? What is the impact on me? Will that help me? Will it be beneficial for me? My general environment, the environment that I'm engaged in on a general basis regularly, what is the impact of that environment on me mentally? Do I feel comfortable? Do I feel it's beneficial? Am I able to benefit others? Am I motivated? Does it motivate me to obey the commandments of Allah? Because many people are in environments, I'm making a lot of money here, but the environment is evil. Big time evil. They say, yeah, I know, but I have a family, I have to take care of my family, and for right now, I'm just going to take this money, and then I'm going to look for something better. And 1 year goes, 1 year after another goes. It's 10 years, 15, 20 years. It says, well, now, I'm looking into retirement, so it's too late. I've been 20 years in this particular business. It's too late for me to change. So I got 10 more years and I can retire. So these last 10 years, I'm really going to be, saving this money and, I'll be set. But What did being in that environment do to you? What did it do to your mind? What did it do to your heart? Do you even realize that? Have you become so lost in it that you lost the recognition of what has happened to you? And I think all of us, if we've been around long enough, have been in negative environments. We've had jobs that we maybe hated, okay, but at the time, hey, you needed to eat, so you just kind of deal with them on a daily basis, and you pray and you hope for something better. And you look at it as being a test right now. As long as it is something that's lawful. We're not talking about something that's unlawful. But we're talking about this here, our consciousness, our awareness. What are we doing on a daily basis to feed this consciousness and awareness? To bring our consciousness closer to Allah? Do I sit down on a daily basis and think about my relationship with my Lord? Do I praise Him? Do I thank Him? Do I look at where I stand today? And one of the secrets of this is, before we go to bed at night, is to contemplate and to relieve my heart of all evil thoughts, actions, people before I go to bed at night. I had an argument at the job. As an example, I said, okay, that argument, I forgot it. That person, whatever happened, I relieve him of it. I'm going to bed relieved from this. I'm finished. Tomorrow's another day. Inshallah, I wake up. I resolve myself that this is finished. I had an argument with my wife before I went to bed. She says, honey, I love you. Finished. It's over. Let's not discuss this anymore. Let's move on. So we begin to resolve ourselves of these issues which distract our mind, our heart. And we want to turn our minds and our hearts towards doing good, which will bring us closer to the obedience of Allah. So this is what we're looking for. Simple, not a big deal. And we ask Allah to guide all those who are out there striving on the path for righteousness. My name is Tariq Khalid. I'd like to thank you for joining us here at Sharjah Media Corporation on Doing Good. And we hope by Allah's mercy and grace that He has opened your heart with the truth. And in that truth, of course, is the true enlightenment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.